Welcome to the program, folks. All about cars with Ralph Medeiros.
Isn't it romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Morning shadows write the oldest magic word. I hear the breezes playing in the trees above, while all the world is saying you were meant for love. Isn't it romantic, merely to be young on such a night as this? Isn't it romantic, every note that's sung is like a lover's kiss? Sweet cymbals in the moonlight, do you mean that I will fall in love perchance? Isn't it romance?
Okay, we're back with All About Cars with Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate with my son Andrew in the north end of New Bedford, Ralph's Auto Center, located at 867 Church Street, right off of Route 140, exit 5. Put you right on Church Street. When you bear to the right, put you and you head down about just over a half mile. We're on the right-hand side, right after Regal House, and Web Plumbing and Heating, and Dollar General. All of us are kind of in a row on the same side, the right-hand side of the street, when you're coming off of exit 5 off of Route 140. Not a traffic light or a stop sign. Very easy to get to. And there we sell quality used automobiles, priced pretty much between $4,000 and $15,000. We do have cars that cost, considerably more. If you wish to get into something more expensive, we have it. And we also do a lot of auto service, all types of auto maintenance and services. And we can help you with any kind of repair problems you have, a light on, vibration, whatever it is, rattles, you name it, water leaks. We pretty much do all types of repairs, from minor engine work to major engine work, and even transmission replacements. And we try to be respectful to keeping the expenses down for you. We don't do any more than necessary, and we just try to find the least expensive way to do the job right and safely. And we all makes, all brands, we handle. If it's something we don't get into because it requires a special piece of equipment, sometimes some of this equipment to repair some of these cars can be very, very expensive. We know people we can refer you to who specialize in those type of repairs. So it's more efficient for both us and you to make those arrangements for you. So and that's how we operate. So you should consider us and put us on your list. And you can give the dealership a call at 998-1141. 998-1141. That's the dealership's number. Andrew's there today. If you're in the market for a car, good day to go by and talk to him. The rain has stopped. And if you're thinking about something like now or going into the spring, now's the time to... Well, we have a great selection now. We're bringing more cars in now that the holidays are over, and we're starting to get back out into the markets and bring cars in. But also we can find the car you're looking for. If you're looking for a specific car for yourself, your wife, friend, what have you, we can help you find that car. And the best way to do it and save money for yourself and get what you want is to plan it ahead. Okay, most people sometimes do it on the spur of the moment. And when you buy things on the spur of the moment, you usually end up spending a lot more. And a lot of people get duped into deals that they wake up down the road, and they find out it wasn't quite the deal they thought they got, because they just they just rushed along. And I'm amazed to see people come to me and they wake up from amnesia a week later or so, if that, and sometimes a month later, sometimes 2 months later, and they're under the burden of these crazy payments and high, insurances and high excise taxes, and they realize that they probably shouldn't have bought the car that they did, but now they're buried and they're having a difficult time to get off it. I just had a young man come see me who's in a lease on a car that he just got, 6 months ago. And it's a smaller car, I guess, than he wants. And the lease payment is around $300 a month. But to get out of the lease is going to cost him right now. To break out of his lease is going to cost him about $6,000. And he's thinking about, I could get out of the lease and buy a truck and just take the difference that I have to come up with and put it into the loan of the truck. The problem with that is a lot of banks today do not finance negative equity on the vehicle. Negative equity meaning they're going to finance more than the car's worth. Okay, and so from day one, when you get your new used car, used truck, whatever, and if the car is worth, let's say, $15,000 by market value, and you want to put $6,000 from a bad previous deal into it, so now you're immediately upside down in a deal, and banks don't like that, especially with all the volatility in the markets. In other words, a job market. What if you lose your job? You can't make your payments, so the bank gets the car back on a repo, and they're immediately going to take a spanking for well over $6,000 when they sell it into the wholesale market. So banks are very reluctant today to do that unless you're, a rock star in a credit rating and you have maybe a lot of money in the bank as well. So if you have a lot of capital invested in the bank, okay, they'll play the game with you, but because they know your net worth can easily take care of the situation. But for most folks, that's not the situation. So we run into this pretty much every week because people sometimes just don't think about their, when you're buying a car, for most folks, it's one of the second largest, third largest financial decision they'll be making. When you're buying something other than your house. Cars are expensive. Well, maybe you have a boat too, but boat's not a necessity unless you live on an island. So those are the kind of things that you have to consider. Anyway, you can call us here at 996-0500, 996-0500. I feel better this week after hearing the president speak, knowing that was his last speech he'll be giving us. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Ralphie.
Billy.
Yes, sir.
Good. How you doing? Hold the line a minute.
All right.
Thanks, buddy. If I do this right. Hi, caller. Are you there? No. Okay. Are you there? Billy, okay, I didn't want to keep the other person waiting, but I guess you're back.
All right. What you got new, Ralphie?
Well,
Anything good?
we got a few new cars that Andy brought in. Some Subarus. We're doing a lot with Subarus lately. They're all-wheel drives. They're good quality little cars. Reliable, and we do sell a lot of them. We send them, God almighty, we send them all over the place, not just in the greater New Bedford area, but well out of this area as well. We got some nice trucks. I think we brought a nice little Honda in. I got a nice Chevrolet. It's not a Trailblazer. God, I can't pull the name out of my head. I don't have my computer with me today. I'm really paying attention. We just brought in a nice Chevy 2013 quad cab. It's the one that converts into a truck. What do they call that? Avalanche? Avalanche. That's it. Nice clean Avalanche with about 43,000 miles. It's a nice machine. LT, leather, GPS. Pretty much loaded up. You should take a look at this. You'd probably like this truck, Billy. They're not cheap, I'll say that. They're
Cars,
expensive, but compared to a new one, it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
This one's going to sell for just under 30.
30,000?
Yeah, just under 30, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's. I need that one, Ralph.
Yeah. Well, to buy it new, you're going to spend about just under 50, so, you know.
So I'm saving 20.
Saving, yeah, I'd say an honest 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's around 52, 53 for those now net. I'd have to look it up. But, I'd have to look it up, you know, what they're bringing at the Chevy dealer. I'll have to call my brother, because he sells Chevrolets, but, and see what they're bringing. But I know they're not inexpensive, that little Avalanche rig. It's a pretty fancy rig when you see it, though.
Yeah, I know what they are.
Yeah.
Yes,
So.
I know what you're talking about. Right.
Yep. So, but that's what's happening, Billy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we got
So how are you? How's your health?
pretty good. Can't complain. Getting through the winter pretty good so far. This has been a good winter. We have a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah.
I don't mind the cold. I certainly don't mind the rain, because the alternative is snow.
Right.
And for the people who like snow, well, drive north, and you can go see all the snow you want.
You
So
got it. Yeah. Yeah.
that's how I look at it here, if you want to go skiing and all that. But so far, I mean, we're coming into the time where hell demands payment. So, you know, another week or so, we'll see. But how it's going to work out, you know?
Yes.
So hopefully we'll dodge the bullet.
Today, when they design a car, they use computers. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. Back in the 30s and 40s, how did they design this car? What did they do?
Well, they drew it on a napkin.
No.
At Maxie's Coffee, having their breakfast, and they'll talk to engineers and draw it on a napkin, a new design. And well, they used to do everything on drafting paper and blueprints, and they used to do clay models.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Yeah, clay models on design instead of CAD/CAM and all that stuff. It was done the old-fashioned way.
Full-size car, and they did it in clay.
Yeah. They used to do a lot of design in clay and wood models.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know, I remember those days. I can miss them. I can remember doing drafting with Mr. Potke.
All right, here's one more for you.
Yeah.
AMC.
AMC.
Yeah, they
Okay.
built a wide car. What was it?
A wide,
Small car.
small car.
By AMC.
There's one wide car I remember. It's a relatively modern times you're talking now, right?
Oh, yeah, we're into the 70s.
Yeah.
Your era.
Well, I remember. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the.
well, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I remember the one that was like the greenhouse car.
Yeah.
You know, it had all kinds of glass.
What is it? What was it?
It was, and actually, it was pretty advanced design.
Yes, it
actually,
was,
for its
yes.
time, it had the hood used to lift forward like the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
And
What else?
and you could see the whole engine and the independent front suspension. It was pretty unique in that respect. It was just a little heavy, bloated. You know, I think for a 6-cylinder. I don't think they put a
Yes,
V8 in it.
six-banger.
Six-bang. They didn't put a V8 in it though.
No.
Not like the AMX.
258 cubic inch six-cylinder.
Yeah. So
And this was from 71 to 79.
yeah, that was.
You come on now. You sold these cars. You should know this one.
I know. I think I do.
Okay.
And they're known for water leaks too. Water leaks. Was the AMC Pacer?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, AMC
Yeah.
Pacer.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember those cars. Actually,
Oh,
it
boy.
was. It wasn't a bad car. They just didn't have the money to really take it to, you know, really finish it off right. You know what I'm saying?
But they claim it was a very nice ride, like a modern ride today, in this car. They gave.
Well, it was a heavy car for a small car.
Yes.
It was certainly no tin can. I mean,
Right.
it had the doors alone were very heavy. I mean,
And they were wide.
very wide. Yeah, it was a wide track kind of vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was.
You did good today, Ralphie.
Yeah, so
Boy, I don't know. I'm having a hard time to stump you lately.
get a computer.
No, I'm not going to. I don't cheat.
No, well, no, but you
I
can
usually
research.
have my
You can
brain
research.
or something up.
You can
But I don't-
research.
I don't cheat. When I
No.
look for something for you, I sit down and I try to think it in my mind, or I go back somewhere and see if I can find something.
Yeah.
And I know you don't use a computer either.
Well, no, I do a lot of
I mean, when I'm asking
reading.
you questions, I know you.
Oh no, I don't actually. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't look things up. Unless you say to me, hey, look that picture up. I'll have Matt look it up on the screen.
Good.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But,
well, that was good, Ralph.
Yeah, so...
You got a gold star today.
Well, I remember the Paces. My dad used to sell a lot of those.
Well, I remember that. That's what I'm saying,
Yep.
This is like asking who's in Grant's too. Maybe I can stump him,
Yeah, but I remember the... I remember when they had a yellow one with wood siding. Remember when they had a Squire? They used to...
I'm looking at that one right now with it.
With the yellow... Was it?
Yes, with wood siding.
Was it yellow?
Yes.
No kidding.
It was a yellow car. Exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it had the wood siding on it.
Yep, that's the one. We had one just like that, a yellow one. I remember it in the lot on Allen Street. And I was a young fella at the time.
The wood siding was down below, halfway down the door. They had a stripe, and that was a wood siding.
Yep. Not many of those puppies around. Not today, anyway. But
you remember that?
Absolutely. Yeah, deep tint, a nice green glass they had, deep tinted glass.
It was all tinted glass.
Of course, if it wasn't tinted, you'd fry in the car.
And it had a little, I guess, something though, you could put luggage on the roof. It had like a luggage rack up top.
Yep.
And a very small back window.
Yeah. But the side glass and all that were quite large, and the windshield went quite above your head.
Massive, yes.
Yeah, and that's why they had very heavy tint, because you would fry in the car in the southern states, So,
but you know something? For a small car, the grill in the headlight, it wasn't a bad-looking grill in here, and the front end of it.
No,
the bumper with the bumper guards and.
It was.
It didn't look too bad.
The car was, in many respects, ahead of its time. It wasn't. What year was the first one, Billy? Do you have it?
71.
71.
Yeah.
Well, so that car was really on paper before the first oil embargo, so it was kind of a little bit overweight, if you will, for gas mileage and all that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the newer cars today use that concept, except they're a lot leaner and lighter cars,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With a high, so you sit in the car, you have some room over your head. It's a lot of these new cars are kind of designed on that concept that they had. So they were ahead of their time in some respects. Of course, they didn't know the first oil embargo would hit, and the car wasn't that fuel efficient. It was lucky to get 15, 16 on the highway.
It has a big back window, and it has bucket seats.
Yeah.
With a pretty nice looking interior, which looked like it's all in brown.
Mm-hmm.
The steering wheel and everything. Nice looking dashboard. And if you can remember, when 55 was the maximum speed limit.
Yep.
Well, on the on an odometer here, it lights up when it hits 55.
Oh, I remember those.
Like the old Chrysler did years ago.
Yep. Used to have some, you'd put the needle on the 55 when you got there. You knew you were.
Mm-hmm.
You used to have all kinds of things. And on a lot of the speedometer dials, 55 would be in red or yellow to let you know you would reach the federal limit of speed.
Well, I know in the old Plymouth, it's usually green. Yep. And then when you get up a bit more, it goes to yellow. And then when it used to hit 50, it used to turn red.
Yep.
And this is almost the same concept, only when it hits 55, it goes to this, looks like, red. It goes red.
Everything's opposite now, Billy.
Itself.
Now you hit 80, it turns green.
Go more, right?
Everything's opposite. See, look at all these regulations. Nothing makes sense when you look at it, huh?
Yeah.
The market's the market.
And now this one here, Ralph, you could put the back seats down, and you could use it sort of like a station wagon.
Yes, the Paces would and had those metal strips, those like aluminum chromed out strips.
Right here, yes. You're right.
To slide stuff in, and fasten it down. Yep, I remember that. And the luggage would slide in and out easily.
Right.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, I figured you knew about it, because I know you used to sell AMC, so...
Yeah, I was an AMC dealer.
I tried to come through the back door and catch you sleeping.
Well, I remember I did sell some AMC product before Chryslerized them, bought them out. And so I was an AMC dealer before a Chrysler dealer, so I caught the tail end of the product and their seminars and their training and their old books and manuals. And so I do remember part of of course, it was AMC Renault. The French owned the controlling interest of the company, but nonetheless, they owned the company, controlling interest. So, Billy, good job.
Okay, Ralph.
Very good.
I'll catch you later, buddy.
Okay, we'll talk.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hey, they just gave a number from your station, Dr. Janice's number, 1-800-859-9712. They can't even get it.
Oh, are you talking about the program that was on prior?
No, just before yours.
Oh, yeah, I don't. That was a syndicated program, sir. So if maybe for some reason the number is not in service at the moment, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Possibly you can look it up on the website if you go check it out.
Yeah. All right, sir.
Okay, thank you for the call.
Yes, sir.
Yep, bye-bye. Okay, yeah, there was a syndicated program. I guess Ken Pittman had to leave early today. We're here for a short program today. We end at 1 o'clock because of the football game, which starts at, I guess, the pre-show is 1:30. So that's what's happening as far as the programming that I'm aware of. But anyway, that be the case, you can ring us up here at 996-0500, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. We do offer a lot of different services. We're running some great tire sales. If you're in the market for tires, you should shop us. We're extremely competitive on tires. We offer many different choices. The good, typical brands, the Goodyears, the Firestones, the Michelins, and some of the other brands, the Asian brands. If you want price and you don't do a lot of highway and you just want a good, safe, reasonably priced tire, we do have some of the Asian brand tires, which are less expensive tires now and made all over the world. They come out of China as a big source, India, Thailand, some in the United States, some in Mexico, some in Canada, some out of Europe, all over the world. I mean, everything's global and sourced. So depending on what you want to spend, tires can be expensive, depending on the make and the model, the brand of the car you're driving, size of the wheel, and the kind of tires you want. You don't have to go out and blow your brains, though. Some of these brands can get quite expensive. So we seek out value. That's the whole program we strive for. And when it comes to tires, we look for the best value. In other words, the best statistics, the best specifications for wear, temperature, that kind of load factor, speed factor, depending on how you drive. And we try to find the best match for you and keep costs down. Some people are just driven by brand only. Brands make a difference. I'm not going to say they don't, but to just go blindly buy a brand because it's the brand you want doesn't necessarily mean you bought a good tire. Or the brand that you sold. Maybe not the brand you want, but maybe the brand that the salesperson sold you. So you have to get some good advice. But we strive for value so that to keep the prices down. And it just takes the research. And, unfortunately, many of the people selling tires aren't motivated by research. They're just motivated by whatever they get compensated the best deal on. And they'll try to sell it to you. But we represent all the different brands, so it's not a problem. We get them from our warehouse. And most times we can get the tires the same day. Sometimes it takes a day, depending if it's a different size that's not overly common, or a style that's overly common, or the tread design could be popular and they have to get back ordered a day or two. So it depends. Everything's variable today. But for the most part, we get most tires within 24 hours. And we're extremely competitive versus the big chain stores, for sure. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
How are you?
I am better than I deserve.
Okay. Kind of a new listener.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you. The Ford Transit.
Yep.
You familiar with it?
Yeah, a bit, yep.
Okay, you don't see a lot of them out here on the roads,
Well, you're seeing more and more, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have more competition. But the Transit was one of the first new design of a mini transport-type vehicle.
Yeah.
They brought them in originally. They were built in Turkey.
Okay.
The country of Turkey. And they were shipped here to the States with the seats in them. And for the most part, many of them, they removed the seats, crushed them, and sold them as vans here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you say that, Turkey, because I bought one a couple of days ago. And the first thing somebody said, my neighbor, when he looked at it, he said, "Boy, that's got like a European style to it."
It does. It is a European.
Yeah, it really does. And I'm like, it's really my wife. You know how it goes, Ralph. But
yeah,
she's really happy with this thing.
What does she use it for?
Mileage.
What does she use it for?
Kind of her put around car. City highways. And
so yours has the seats in it.
It's hard to hear you. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. But yours has the seats in it.
All of them, yeah.
Okay. What year is your wife's van or Transit?
15.
Okay, so it's all right. So it's a newer style. Okay, that's built in the States now. Yeah, those I'm 99% sure they're building them in the States now, or Mexico. I'm not sure. It's either one of the two.
Well, I'm just happy with it. But, when you get a car, you look around, who else has got one? And you don't see them a lot on the road. And usually they're used for, small business or something.
That's exactly right. They're used for deliveries, that kind of thing. Yeah. They're kind of like a minivan, if you will, but a real minivan, a smaller van.
Exactly. Today's minivan,
Well, it reminds me, that Transit is kind of like a modernized design of Eagle used to have a vehicle called the Summit, Eagle Summit, which was built by Mitsubishi.
Yep.
Mitsubishi built the model, and Mitsubishi's dealers had that version of that little van. I don't know what they called it under the Mitsubishi, but I know what. I was an Eagle dealer, and it was called an Eagle Summit, and it was kind of like a Transit, actually even a little smaller, more Asian, more Japanese, leaner than the Ford Transit. Yeah, but
we're very happy with this little car. So,
well, if you need service on it, is it brand new?
A 15. We bought it, and it had 2,300 miles on it.
Well, we can do the oil changes and maintenance for you if you're in the market.
Maybe we'll see you, Ralph.
Yeah, look us up.
I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you, sir, for calling.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, hi, Ralph.
Hi, how are you?
I've got a question related to cars a little bit, and I know you're probably an expert at this, but what always confuses me or whatever is how do these cars end up on car lots out of an auction, and they only have like 4,000 miles on them, 5,000 miles on them? Like, why do they ever go to auction?
Well, some of them, you're talking relatively new cars, though, correct?
Yeah, almost like Giammalvo. Used to go to Giammalvo down, and he'd always have real low-mile cars. Well, you bought them at auction.
Right.
I wonder, how do they end up at auction if they only have like 4,000 or 5,000 miles on them?
Well, some are lease return cars, some are rental cars, some are corporate cars.
Okay, so that's where they're getting them from?
Yeah, a lot of them, some of them, they come from multiple sources. But my dad used to bring in very low mileage cars. He would, we go down to New York and Jersey and further down south, Pennsylvania, and we bring in some very low mileage cars to this day. And some of them are older cars, and they have very low mileage. I mean, we strive, and we'll pay for them. We buy mileage, and we bring in some not just 13s and 14s, but even earlier cars like 06s would 30,000 miles and stuff. We go out and strive and bring them in. If they're clean and have good histories, we bring them in. Because some folks own 2 or 3 cars, or some of the old-timers have them, and they don't really put many miles on it.
Well, I know, and that's what confused me was if I rented a car from a dealership, and, and then I turned it in, only had, say, 6,000 miles on it, I'm amazed the dealership doesn't put it on their lot. Why do they send it to an auction?
Well, some dealerships need the cash. Sometimes it's a car, the brand that they don't handle. It's not one of their under their umbrella of their franchise. In other words, if they're a Chevy dealer and they got a Ford in with low mileage, you just as soon as turn it into cash and stock a Chevy product instead of a Ford product, you get into those kind of management decisions.
Right.
Okay,
so well, that clears it. I always sat there and said, like, so what's wrong with this car? Like, it went through the auction with 5,000 miles.
Yeah. We to this day we bring them in. I mean, we'll bring in real low mileage late model cars.
Right.
I had a doctor who wanted a Mini Cooper for his wife, and he didn't want to buy a new one. And I found him it was a year old, a year and a half-ish old, and found it with 12,000 miles, absolutely mint condition. And I got.
And how does that transaction take place? If I was looking for like a very new, say, Mercedes GLK 350, and you went to the auction, would you call me first before you bought it? Or?
Yeah, we would do that. We bring in cars for people specifically like you're discussing, but we don't just buy them arbitrarily on a hope and a prayer you want the car. If we're going to go out and venture out and try to save you money and get you a clean car, we're not going to just, because some people come and say, oh, I don't like that color or whatever. We want to get all that stuff settled and out of the way before we go write a check for $30,000+, all right?
That's right.
We have a communications with people, and it's a trade-off and a compromise, and it requires trust. And it works your way because we save you money too. So it requires some trust and building together. So if you're in that kind of market and you want to talk, you should come in and talk to myself or Andrew, my son, and we can find you that car. We just sold a nice Mercedes that was on our website, that you could check out. Well, I'm pretty 99% sure it's sold now, but it was a SUV,
Right.
top of the line actually, and.
Yeah. So if we get in this transaction, would there be like something like I don't want anything over so many miles?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
Okay.
We would notify you, call you sometimes when we're looking at these cars and touching the car. If we can reach you, some of our customers have phones and they can be called or text or sent pictures, and we can do that. Those who are, pretty well versed with communications today, some aren't.
And then one last question on that. So if I had something to trade in, but in this case, it's a 2014 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, the big one.
Yep.
Would we come to some understanding beforehand?
Well, we can give you a value on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can give you some, real money values on what you're driving.
Right.
So
I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't show
No.
50,000 miles and it's purple or something.
No, absolutely not. We won't buy it unless we know precisely. We have to have a meeting of the minds. There has to be trust on your side, trust on our side.
Right.
And that's what builds the relationship.
Yeah.
And that's how you can save yourself $2,000 to $3,000 over going on the main strips and buying from some of these big guys with big overheads.
That's exactly what I'm looking at. You know, I'm looking at low miles, even 2015s, and they're looking at, in the low 40s.
Yep.
And I've seen them go for 38. You know? So it's like, I was wondering how that all works out so that you don't buy something that I don't want.
No, we don't. We try to avoid that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But you should come in and consult with us, and maybe we can work together, and, we make a little money, you save a lot of money.
Exactly, yeah. Okay,
So,
thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. Speaking about some of the high-end cars we have, and today we're on a show today. I have a 2012. Let's start off this way. I have a 2013 Yukon XL SLT, half-ton four-wheel drive that we're selling. That car's priced at just under $36,000. For those folks out there who want to buy something new and a pretty heavy piece, the GMC Yukon XL. And then I have a 2012 Chevrolet Avalanche LT four-wheel drive that just came in. That's very, very clean. We just got the car in. We're selling it. That car's priced at just under $30,000, 2012 Avalanche LT. It's loaded. Very clean rig. Certainly worth a look at if you're in the market for a machine like that. And these Avalanches are not... there are not that many of them out there. They're available. Okay, they're relatively hard to find, especially in mint condition. And this is certainly a gentleman's truck or an SUV truck. It converts, but it's a real nice machine. If you're in the market, we have a great 07 Mercedes GL 450, but I believe that is sold. That was an excellent buy. Someone bought that. That sold for just under 19. At this point, it looks like it's 90% sold. Very nice machine that was not on the lot very long. Got a great 2012 GTI Volkswagen two-door. Real nice machine. This 2012 priced at just under $18,000. Real nice little rig. I love the GTIs. They're really a well-engineered car. I had a diesel one I drove for a little while. What a machine with the ZF transmission. I really, really like that car. I'm driving a Passat now, but I think I would go with a GTI. It's smaller. But it just has handling and very articulate machine for a very reasonable price. Very well engineered German car. Got a great 08 Ford F-150 Super Crew shop box four-wheel drive pickup truck for priced at just under 17. We got several Wranglers, 05 Jeep Wrangler X priced at under 15. 05 Wrangler X and 04 Wrangler. Also price X, just under 15. There's difference in mileage and equipment. You can check them out. Got a great 06 Dodge Ram 1500 off-road package quad cab four-wheel drive priced at under 15. That's got super low mileage. Got a nice 08 Grand Cherokee Laredo four-wheel drive priced at just under 14. These cars are all at ralphscars.com. You can look them up. I got a 2013 Jetta TDI diesel. Actually, I'm driving it priced at under $12,800. These are some of the machines we've got. And we've got a nice little Honda Accord 07 small V6 XL EXL, okay, priced at under 12. Nice car. That car new is probably 40 grand. So you can save yourself a ton of money. '09 Subaru, a premium package, priced at under 11. All-wheel drive, of course. So, we have a great selection of cars that you can check out. And another new arrival, an '07 Subaru Outback wagon, priced at, I believe it's priced around $9,000, just under $9,000. A real mint condition Toyota Camry LE, real nice machine, priced at under $8,700. Clean, 4-cylinder, good on gas. Another Subaru '04 premium, low mileage, priced at under $85,000. A little Mustang convertible, which its season is just coming up as we enter February. Spring market starts around Valentine's Day. I know it's hard to believe, but in the car industry, kind of like a lot of industries, you start to go into the stores and you're already starting to see spring clothing out and rakes and fertilizer around the middle of February, because all the winter stuff they've already gotten rid of it. So same with us. We're usually running 3 months ahead. This little Mustang convertible is priced at under $8,000, good value. And nice '02 BMW 530 I-Series, mint condition, clean car, low mileage, priced under $75,000, an excellent value. Another Toyota Camry '03 LE, priced at under $7,000. And another mint condition '06 Corolla, in stock, low mileage, priced at under $7,000. These are some of the cars we've got that you can come check out, or go to ralphscars.com. Another '04 Camry XLE, priced at under $6,000. And Saturn Ion, automatic, of course. And this Saturn Ion's clean. Actually, I drove the car, under $6,000, a super value if you don't want to spend a lot of money, and you don't want to have big payments. If you finance a lot of these cars, you got payments of around $150 to $250 on most of these cars I've mentioned, except for the trucks, of course, unless you have money down, because they are more money. But many of the people who we do business with have payments. They leave the store at under $200 a month, less than many people's cable bill. And we do business with a lot of the local credit unions here that we've worked with, that offer working folks good value. Okay, it's a place to bank in the city here. There's some excellent institutions that we work with, and we can discuss your situation. Everybody differs based on their history as to how we can find the best place to facilitate your financing of your car and get you value. Sometimes people go and they get financed at some of these dealerships, and they get slaughtered, in plain English. Okay, they have super high interest rates and long, payments, and they stuff every kind of other insurance in there, you name it. So you really have to be cautious today where you do business, or at the very least shop. And we don't mind being shopped. I mean, that's what it's all about. We're used to competition. We're out for election every hour we're open, and you vote with your dollars. And we certainly need and could use and appreciate your business. We have to get out there. These days are, they're trying times for a lot of people. A lot of people are just about surviving. People haven't gotten pay raises in years. A lot of people, their incomes have stagnated in the private sector, and they're struggling. I see it with my customers. Okay, I mean, third year in a row. Let's see, since 2010, this is the third time there's been no increase in the Social Security, and a lot of people on fixed income are feeling the pinch. Okay, we're given malarkey stories that prices are going up, but people in the private sector, for the most part, are not getting the pay raises because the economy just isn't generating the wealth in today's world. Between all the increases of our taxes and insurance, and the only break we've gotten is because fuel prices have fallen. And they haven't fallen because they're nice guys. They've fallen because the demand's off, and it tells you just how tough the economy is out there. So we're enjoying very low fuel prices. Yes, we are, but that's an indicator of economic activity, and it's slowed down markedly. And there's just not around here, but around the world as well. China, other countries have slowed down appreciably, and it's reflected in the glut of oil on the marketplace. And new sources are coming in as well, both from the States, and Iran shortly will be adding more fuel to the fire. No pun intended, but that's what's happening right now. So there you have it. What's happening out there. Matt, I'm going to play. What do you have queued up? I'll take a quick. Oh, we ran out of time anyway, but I'm going to play this tune. Can you call this up? What theme of the music is this from? And you can win yourself a set of wiper blades if you call us here at 9960500. And we're going to play this tune. And you tell me where you heard this tune, and you can win yourself a set of wiper blades at Ralph's Auto Center in the north end of New Bedford on Church Street. We queued up. Going to be, I think, right? I got Matt working hard here trying to figure this out. And the show does end at 1 o'clock today, folks, okay? Okay, here we go. Tell me where you've heard this tune before, and you can win yourself a set of wiper blades. Here we go. I think, here we go. Computer's a little slow today. Here we go. Is that the right one? Hold on. That's the one. You got to get the original soundtrack. I'm finicky about that, Matt. That's the time there. Yeah, sometimes when you gave a clue. What's that?
You gave a clue.
Well, yeah. Well, it's part of a soundtrack. Yeah. Well, all music has a soundtrack, right? So, anyway, if we've been selling a lot of radios, these pocket radios. Well, Matt cues that up. We got a lot of great deals on radios. You should check us out. They start at just $60 for a real super advanced pocket radio, kind of like the old transistor radios. Only this is very advanced. It's real smart chips in it, computerized, has memories, easy to use, very high quality, and it picks up stations like crazy. For just 60 measly bucks, you can pick one up. We have tabletop radios at $75, shortwave radio at about $1.10, and a top-of-the-line flagship radio for $1.50. All those prices at discount. You can keep me honest, go online. You're going to pay more if you order it online. I have them in stock. I order cases of them so I can sell them to you for less. Here we go. Tell me where you heard this song. Brain dead out there in the audience today, I guess, huh? Well, they still have a hangover. The lines are lighting up. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hi, caller, you're on. Hello.
Dr. Zhivago, Laura's theme.
You got it. I know who this is. I know who this is.
Of course you do.
Eddie.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, Eddie, how are you?
Good.
Good. Well, you're one guy I would expect would get that.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I put air in my tires, but I still can't.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Eddie, you there? No, I'm sorry. Eddie, give me a call back. I'm sorry I hit the wrong button. The lines are lighting up here, and my fingers slid across the buttons here, and I knocked you up. Again, call me back with that air question at tires, and we got a minute too. We got a call. Hi, caller, you're on.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic. What's
Dr. Zhivago, maybe?
Yep. I got Eddie. I'll put you in for a set of wipers too. How's that? What's your name?
Right. My name is Steve.
Steve. Hold on a minute, Steve. What's your last name?
Helm. H-E-L-M-E.
H-E-L-M-E. Helm.
Yes, you and I have talked before. I won a couple of your oil changes there with Zeus down there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I screwed that up. I'm sorry, Steve. We got a caller here. I got, so Steve, I'll put you in for a set of wiper blades, okay, sir? Hi, caller.
I'm back.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
My low pressure, air pressure light comes on. I put air in a tire.
Yep.
What do you think it is? Not enough air still?
Well, you might have a slow leak, or you might have a defective TPS sensor. But if you put pressure in a tire, you put it back to where it should be, 32, 35, whatever the door jam says, or the manufacturer's owner's manual. And when did the light go back on? Right away?
It's been on for a while. Usually when I put air in a tire, it shuts off, but this time it's not.
Well, sometimes you have to drive it around a little bit. Eddie.
Right.
So did you drive it around?
A little bit, yes.
And it didn't recycle out?
No. I have like one tire is like 25 pounds, so that might be the tire.
Well, that's too low. That's too low, Ed. That has to be... You there?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds 25 pounds PSI sounds too low. That tire would definitely register a signal if the TPS sensor is working
correctly. What's the maximum I could put in? It's a Sentra.
I would put what the manufacturer recommends, and that sounds like it would probably be no more than 35, 33, 35, 36 in that ballpark.
Right.
And I would look at your manual, look at your door jamb. There should be a sticker, and I would set it to that. Those things, okay? We're out of time. We got to go.
Can you check the light for me?
Yeah, yep. Bring it by. We'll check it. Thank you, folks, for listening. Catch you next week. God bless. Remember, all about cars. Ralph Medeiros. Look us up at Church Street, Ralph's Auto Center. Bye-bye.